Good morning, afternoon, members of the board. My name is Nat Kane. I'm speaking on behalf of Environmental Law Foundation only today. I just want to make a few quick points. I support the proposed order here in general. Um, I've looked through the file in this action, and this is the kind of action that I would just love to see this board do more of. The board is using its regulatory authority to protect public trust resources, and that's the job. So it's really good to see this kind of action being taken. And then, we've seen the diverters here potentially in response to this proceeding have begun to move on from the early 20th century technology that they were using for power generation. And it's my understanding that they now have solar with battery backup on their property, which is going to really help out with power generation without the kind of negative externalities that come from using an outdated hydropower system. So to me, that's a win. It's a win for fish, and I think it really is an example of water rights enforcement moving the state forward. Um, I do think that the board could take a second look at the bypass flow issue. I know it's been extensively discussed today, but I am worried about the precedential issues that have been raised. I don't want to see the board boxed into a position where the evidentiary showing required for a bypass flow is much higher than can reasonably be accomplished in this kind of proceeding. I know this has been discussed a lot today. But I do think that general principles about the need for bypass flows can be applied to specific streams. And I would love to see some sort of analysis or language in the order that can allow for that in the future. I also support the comment by Board Member Firestone that outside of firefighting issues, dewatering a stream is not consistent with the public trust in general, given the facts here. I'm also just interested in seeing how these types of proceedings can be streamlined in the future. This proceeding has been going on for a very long time. It's surprising to me that this is the first time, as Board Member McGuire pointed out, um, the board is actually potentially stating that it's enforcing its public trust authority through the water rights enforcement process. And I know that various things have slowed this down, but and I think the point the petitioners, or sorry, the respondents made was important that transaction costs are real. And that's true for diverters, it's true for members of the public. And I'd love to see more of these types of actions moving the state of water conservation, water rights enforcement forward, but hopefully figuring out a way to make it more streamlined, less costly for everyone involved. Um, and then I also just wanted to mention that I think a lot of the discussion among board members has just been really fascinating. I think there's a lot of important procedural and legal issues that are being raised by this that we're looking forward to working with the board in the future on. So thank you for the opportunity to comment, and that's all I have.